From time to time, in the comment section, there is one brave enough. Brave enough to point out my flaws. In the last episode, there were many brave enough to point out my flaw of the back of the mountain. Let's take a quick browse around, huh? Let's first actually look at the front side, shall we? The front side has been our primary viewing angle. So what? So who cares? What? We see it from this side. I mean, from down here, you don't see that curl around. You see it like this. Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful mountain. Great job, Bdubs. Great, beautiful place. But now we've been building out this way. We've been expanding this way. And from time to time, we have to turn around and see this. So that must change. Oh, it's a little sad, but still wonderful, because little peaks of our old progress can still shine through. But I'm going to wrap this part of the terrain. I can't finish the whole mountain, but from this viewing angle, we'll get this taken care of. I'm still in a process of trying to figure out how to make terrains that I like, especially at this scale. And I'm not quite there. I'm still doing terrains, and I'm like, you know what? It's okay. It's good. But it's not great. And there's been big progress from I think it was the first episode that I made this little jut out right here. I think so. And I definitely have improved from this. So having nice little timestamp progressions along the way is nice as well. I think also, though, to spice things up, we're going to implement, like we did last episode, we're going to get some glass in there. And I'll show you how and why. But first, well, speaking of glass, I've been looking at this quite a bit. And I think this greenhouse looks cool. Here's a little bit of a revisiting of the past. I think this greenhouse looks cool, and I really like the whole vibe. I've been gathering and organizing materials and stuff, and this is something that I need to start appreciating more. I like this place. I need to get something worked out in here. But this place feels real nice. But I don't like this. I don't like the white glass. I think I understand what I was going for is the white is kind of, I think all the glass blocks have different translucency or something. I don't think it's all exactly the same. And I like the white one, but I think I want to test out changing it to something else. I've been thinking this stained glass thing didn't fit in this area, but I forgot that it's kind of intentionally like that because this is where I keep all my glass. So maybe that's cool. Maybe I do like that. I do need to clean it up a little bit. There are some things that I would like to make a little nicer. But stay focused. Stay focused here. We've got plenty of glass. I think I've got plenty of green dye as well. We'll grab some green dye out of our dye shop, which is right here. Right here. Of course. Very organized. Okay. And we craft right here. I just committed. I accidentally just committed. I'm getting all my achievements again since we updated to 121. I just committed to having a lot of green glass. That's okay. Let's just replace this little part right here and see how it looks. Oh, I can already tell. This is it. I can already tell this is beautiful. The glass would kind of be algae, moss covered. Oh, yes. See what I mean, though? This, for some reason, seems way more see-through than the white. Maybe that's not true, but it feels like it. I think I like the green way better. We have to test the corners, because walls with glass panes can act a little funny sometimes. All right, let's take a look at this. I think I really like it from close up. I think it's good. Yeah. I'm just kind of squinting and focusing at those two windows, and they're beautiful. Okay, I have to do a full reno. I got to tear out all the glass and hopefully not break anything else. Another brave and wise comment that I saw in the comment section was someone saying, Bdubs, I think playing in survival is really holding you back. Oh boy. That is, or maybe they were saying it's possible that it's holding you back, and love to see you flourish in the creative world. Oh man, that's a question that I've asked myself forever. I think even in my season 2 building with Bdubs world, I think there was a period where it was just creative mode. That doesn't sound good. I don't like that. It's tough. It's tough. A big part of the enjoyment for me in this game is like every resource, every block is something that you got. I think there's a lot of value in that, and like everything you see was collected in some way. I think there's really something to that. I think there might be a ceiling, because I don't know if playing in creative would actually change much. I think on a larger scale, I think like I could maybe creative mode in, if I'm wanting to do like a town here, I could creative mode that whole thing in super fast. But the ground level, like all this little intricate stuff, I don't think creative mode would be helping me that much. And there's a level of enjoyment and satisfaction that in creative mode, I can get enjoyment out of, getting a concept to work, like, oh, these blocks work together or whatever. But the satisfaction of like, man, I got all these blocks. I did this whole thing. I think there's more satisfaction in it for me, which adds to the fun. So I like survival. I really like survival right now, but I do ask myself all the time, man, should I just be doing this in creative? Maybe there's room for a creative world series from me out there, but for now, I like the survival. It's raining, it's pouring. We'll see how this looks in the morning. Oh, Bdubs rhyming. What a wonderful job. We can still see how this looks in the rain time. I just put a little cyan block in there. I doubt it's going to be noticeable tonight. Hello, guests. Hello, visitors to the city. Stay out. But I really like it. I've taken a couple steps back to look at the change, and I think it's a real good change. That white was really I'm sorry. Really too much contrast. And this really blends very, very nicely. Okay, well, yeah, I can kind of see the blue. I'm adding a little blue because, sky would reflect down on the surfaces facing up. But anyway, let's get daytime and see how it looks. I'd love to know, what's your general thoughts on the rain in Minecraft? Guests, right, I forgot. Are we gonna have to fight? I don't want to have to. I will! I have to! Yes! I'm just gonna tank. I'm tanking it. Yeah. Wow, okay. Hurting a little bit now. And I tanked that whole thing and only lost 3 hearts. I'm strong. Anyway, what was I saying? What do you guys think of the rain? It's been raining a lot more for me, and I know on Hermitcraft it's raining more, so you're probably seeing more rain on YouTube in the Minecraft stuff. Do you like it, or does it look so bad? Because when you're playing, it's nice atmosphere, but does it make the screen look real bad that it's not worth seeing? Anyway, the green glass, I love. I think this is definitely a good change. A little bit of blue in there, which is maybe standing out a little bit too much. But I think, man, that was a good change. I want to see it from the inside. This is a spot, I've done some fixes, but I haven't taken a good look at it from the inside. But I imagine it's, yeah. This feels very much more like you're in a very mossy area. Oh, I have something. From our travels. Remember last episodes from our travels? We got this spore blossom? I think it's my first one. I do need to change all the leaves on this, but for right now, can I just please allow me to place this somewhere? Right there, please? Yes. Oh, it all just comes together like that in a snap. Okay, this is the vibe, huh? Pink leaves give pink particles. A lot of this nice, pretty glass in here that kind of softens that's all going to get broke because it doesn't connect to leaves, you know. But, oh, the pink particles now, too. Oh, my goodness. I'm happy now. We got some real atmosphere in here. Okay. That's fantastic. Now, some of you might be asking, oh, Bdubs, you said something about needing a lot of white glass today. Or you needed glass for your project today. Coincidentally, we just found a bunch, and I'm going to need a lot of these glass panes because we're going to start working on this, and we're going to put it to very good use. Better use than it was there. But before we do that, let's take a quick commercial break. Put your hands out like this. This is a memory exercise. And flip them up and down. Boom, 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 boom. And then one hand only flip every other time. That is supposed to help kind of wake up your brain, sharpen your memory as well. It's like a brain exercise. Here's one that I can't do. You're supposed to go like this, and then one goes backwards. I feel like my memory is so strong right now. I'm going to tell you 3 things about Squarespace, and here they are, and I've got them memorized. Number 1, Blueprint AI. Minecraft has some very strong building tools, but none of them are perfect without a little bit of human touch. And Blueprint AI is Squarespace's way of helping get you started and get some ideas flowing for your website design. Of course, put your human touch on it. But it's a great way to get over that initial design hurdle of how do I want this thing to look. Aha, I remember now. People want to get a side hustle going, and Squarespace makes it very easy for you to do that, whether it's through products, if you have products you want to sell, or maybe knowledge that you want to sell through video collections. They have tools set up within the site that make it super easy to get your videos all uploaded and sent out. On top of that, as far as setting up payment methods, I've done this in the past where I've tried to set up payment methods, and it's difficult. It's not easy. I mean, maybe it's easy for some people, but for me, I had a hard time wrapping my head around that. Squarespace has all of that stuff laid out for you, makes it simple and easy to set up. Of course, on top of that, they always have the analytics that you can refer to, and they're in-depth analytics that give you very valuable information about your site and how people are traversing their way through it and finding it, and it helps you kind of tailor your site to those needs. Well, I guess I've given you 2 bits of homework, haven't I? If you have something and you're in your head, you're thinking, man, I should make a website and I should put this product out there, give it a try and do it with Squarespace. You won't regret it. Also, work on your memory. Work on your brain power. This is nice. I like this. Check out the link in the description or go to squarespace.com/bdoubleo100 to get 10% off your first purchase of a website. 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Perfect memory. I feel like I'm about to commit a cardinal sin. I'm in my Hermitcraft testing place where this is creative, where I test out all my, where I test out my Hermitcraft ideas. There's something in the background that's not going to happen, by the way, I don't think. But anyway, the reason I'm here is for this waterfall, okay? This was a couple months ago on Hermitcraft. I made this waterfall. I just thought, man, why are we doing water with water? Why are we doing waterfalls with water? I mean, it makes sense for the video game, but looks-wise, it doesn't look great. Why aren't we doing waterfalls with glass? Because what? We're not interacting. Unless you're interacting with the waterfall, what's the big deal? What's the point? So I did this whole river out of glass and just used blocks, glass and snow and carpet and candles and stuff to create the look of a waterfall. Now, in this case, I did it on a small scale, which I love. I love little small scale things like that end up turning turning out pretty good. But here in Bdubs Mystery Land, I want to go big. I want to go real big. So we obviously have this mountain that we have to work out, right? How are we going to bring this down? Unfortunately, you know, I'm just chipping away at this thing, one little step at a time. It's a big mountain, and you know, I'm trying to figure out how I like my terrains. But we'll come out to about here-ish, I think. I think that'll be the idea. But to keep this all feeling very cool and interesting, you know, terrain after terrain. We've done terrains, right? But popping these glass waterfalls in here will be pretty cool. I learned in researching waterfalls that there's different names. There's Horsetail is one name. Horsetail, I think, is what this one is called, where it comes down and it branches off a time or two. Now, building at this size and at this scale and from being seen from so far away, this is like maybe twice the different distance we were looking at that one on Hermitcraft. Some things might change on how this all works. I have a lot of white wool that I'm going to be using, and then just try to build up the contrast, you know, when we go to darker areas to show where like the water isn't going through. Maybe I'll do like tuff or something. But the majority of this, we're going to keep it pretty simple. It's going to be stone and a lot of moss, and we'll get some mossy cobblestone in there as well, and some tuff. But just going to be kind of simple. Going to be some tough shapes to work out, but I think we can get it. Okay, I've done some cleanup after the build. I built this all last night. It's the next day for me in real life, and I've got morning voice and morning head, morning brain, where my brain hasn't quite woken up yet, but I don't care. You think I care? Do I ever seem like my brain is woken up? Never, ever. Here's our terrain, and here are our beautiful waterfalls. Now, when we're looking back, when we come and visit this area, we can look back and we're not distracted. Now, I will say, this is a step in the progress, you know, in the process of this terrain, but it isn't finished. I built this, and then I got in the mail my Volume 7, How to Think When You Draw book. There's a series of books that I always buy religiously when they come out on Kickstarter. How to Think When You Draw. And it's opened my brain up so much as to, it's not just like, hey, what brushes are you using? What tools are you using? That means way less than how you think. What are you thinking about when you make certain things? What are the important shapes? Not the tools, but how does your brain work? And in that book, it had a section on cliffs and mountains. And one of the important things that I always forget about drawing, when you're drawing, you can draw something really cool, and it can look cool in 2D. But when you start adding a third dimension into that drawing, when you start adding perspective and dimension coming towards you, all of a sudden, it starts to really take off, and it takes it to the next level. And I only realized that near the end, and I added this bit here that's coming towards us. But all of this is obviously, it's obvious that I was drawing a 2D painting. You would think, but well, it looks like it at least. There are, it's actually quite deep, and I'm going to show you the bad side. Yeah, bad side over here. But look how deep that is. That's very, very deep. But I kind of went along just this line right here, as you can see. I started there and then kind of went back, but it needs to go back again and go back pretty far. It needs to go way back. So this mountain is surely going to be a process. as we go on. Why? Why is there waterfall? Why water come down? How, what, where, and why? Those are good questions to answer all the time, and there's no why yet. That's okay. That's okay. We don't need a why quite yet. You're going to see a hole. There you go. We're in. Okay, so we're up here. Here's the view from up top, and it's just, it is what it is. No extravagant, beautiful views yet, but the waterfalls come from here. Why am I showing you the problems already? Why right off the bat I show you the problems? But this problem can have a solution. Where does this water come from? We have ways to answer that question. Who knows? We could go super fantasy and just take a water pillar all the way from the sky. There could be a floating mountain above us that drips down into this, or maybe there's just a heavy amount of condensation up here. We can answer that question in creative ways eventually. But for right now, all I knew for sure was that I wanted waterfalls right here, and we got them. Similar technique that we used in the Hermitcraft one for the smaller one, but here it is. You can see like this area intentionally is very dark. There's tuff in there. That's very dark in order to waterfalls split. They split off, and even if they're going straight down with nothing breaking them up, they still kind of tend towards different sides. So that's what I tried to resemble throughout this, and I think it looks really good. There's some immersion breaking stuff to where it's not going to anything. I still have to work out how it comes down here and what does it go into. I do have an answer for that, actually. The thing that inspired these waterfalls is the fact that in my planning, I've decided that I want to have a river right here, and not a natural river, but actually a river with some walls on the side. Kind of like in Amsterdam, where, what would that be called? It's not an aqueduct, but it's a man-made contained river that will run through. So I'd like to have this, obviously it would empty into some sort of water reservoir and then run off this way. Because, we've got this ravine here, which I'm also thinking maybe I tie that in somehow, maybe not. But this can run down to, we have water over there. So it's all got some sort of reason, and it all ties together so we can have another little waterfall that runs down into this big lake here. I think that'll be fantastic. But we've made some big progress, and now we don't have something terrible to look at behind us, when we turn around. It looks wonderful, I think. I'm really happy with it. As far as the process, I kind of showed you the process that I'm going through with, making terrains when I made this in the last two episodes ago. Very similar process that I used before, but I think it turned out really nice. I'm very happy with it. Now, there is a change. We're making some little subtle changes. We added the green glass to the greenhouse here, which was huge. And I keep mentioning now, 2 episodes in a row, maybe more, that I want to change that up there. I think we can improve that. Suzuma told me that, and he informed a couple of the Hermitcraft members that if you put something oxidized next to copper, it oxidizes it quicker. Can I fence you? Hey, careful. Okay. I need one of these trapdoors just to change its state, just once. But I guess while we wait for that, I'm going to change that up, and I'm thinking I'm going to change it to tough. The reason why I think tough is going to be good is because it is slightly darker than the stone brick, just slightly. But we want it to be slightly darker because it is inside. It's indented, so it's going to have some sort of shadow. So the slightly darker tough will work really well. We have different tough variants now, the polished tough and the tough bricks and stuff. The reason why I'm going with regular tough is because usually this stuff has like a lot of little swing offs. Here I go with sculpting terms again. Filigree? Is that what somebody said in the comments? Filigree. Here's all these options, and this one's just slightly darker and stuff. But I think The messiness of the tough is going to kind of add to that filigree type feel and vibe. Hello? Why give that? Here we go. All right, let me change this whole thing out to tough, and let's see how it looks. I'm running another test with the trapdoors. I've split them up like you would normal copper, where there's 4 gaps in between, and I have that one next to the thing. Let's see if that turns the fastest. Why in the world are they not turning yet? I don't know. Wait, is this is how Minecraft works, right? I think this is how they work now. They changed them to, you have to age them? I think. Anyway, okay, that looks nice. I think that looks really, that's subtle, but it's nice. When it was black, it really stood out, and it was standing out a little too strong. I think now these windows below are actually standing out a little too strong now. Yeah, I might change those up. We just need to soften this thing. I also want to put some buttons in here and a trapdoor. The trapdoor is for the center, but I need it to age. Please age quickly. All right, let's do 2 and 2. We'll do dark oak, buttons there. And we'll do spruce buttons there. And the goal is to get as close to the tough color as possible, which is actually it's going to be the spruce, I'm guessing. But maybe that extra high contrast of the dark oak will help. Oh boy, this is tough. This is a tough decision. I think that the spruce almost disappears. Actually, I think the spruce is the answer, because if there weren't buttons there at all, yeah, it's spruce. I'm shocked. I'm shocked at the trapdoors. They're driving me crazy. We're gonna go with spruce buttons up there, and then I'm just gonna stand next to this stuff and wait. Angry. What is this debunked? I think it's debunked. No, this is just a single test. I put more copper out, and the only one that changed was this one. Give me a break. Come on, Minecraft. Help me. I think if that is a true mechanic, which I think it is, it's a very good mechanic. You know, there's something we can do to stop the aging, but there should also be something we can do to speed it up. And I think putting oxidized next to is a very good thing. Oh man, this color trapdoor, I know it's peach, like orange peach, but it somehow works very nicely with stone, okay? And I think it's going to be a beautiful touch on our window, just to add a little bit more detail in there. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay, you know, this has been here for quite a while now. A year? And I think we've updated. We did a couple things. We got this updated, and that window's looking much nicer. Pro move. Oh, I pro moved the lead. Okay, amazing. Simulation distance is a separate thing. It's, you know, video settings, you have your render distance, and then simulation distance is how far away like things work. In Minecraft single player, it matters, and I've got it at 12. I had this trapdoor thing set up while I was doing that whole mountain, and I don't know, it should have been within distance, but it never changed. Oh, another look at our beauty. Those trapdoors have still not changed, and I think at this point they've been there for about 30 minutes, which is crazy. But, oh, what a view we have now, huh? In future, we're going to push this thing back. We're also going to put bushes and trees and stuff on here. Trees are always dangerous when you put them on landscapes like this, because depending on the size, they can really shrink it. They can really make it look very, very small. But for right now, I think we made some good progress. We solved the problem that we had in this world, and I think it looks fantastic. One last check. Come on. One last check. Nothing. They're going to be copper forever. Full unoxidized copper. Perfect. I changed this out to bricks as well, and I think this looks much better. The only problem with this now, this building, is the shape. The top's too thick. It's too thick, and it needs to be a little wider on the base. And I think I need like copper roof right there. Possibly. Yeah, we got plenty to work on for our whole lives, don't we? But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I love you to death, and we'll see you in the next episode.